All right. And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. It's your host, Rob, aka B Ball Archives. And once again, it's a beautiful day because I have the bum AJ in the house. What up, my dude? All of this is brought to you by Love You Hard TV. But more importantly, before we dive into Spurs preseason stuff, I want to know how you're doing.
Buddy, if I'm not mistaken, is this our 100th episode?
It is indeed our 100th
It's
episode.
just our 100th centennial.
Yes,
We
indeed.
are we are here. That means we are an established podcast with 100 episodes. Look at us. Look at us.
Absolutely. And
Who would have
yeah,
thought those two young kids, man, back in your apartment with the blue sheet as a background, me dropping like LeBron number 7, the greatest all time. Look at us now.
absolutely. Yeah. There was moments in there where I was like, "Hey, we're for sure throwing out these hot takes to see who responds," but now I feel like we've got our footing and we are the Baseline Bums. And yes, this is the 100th episode. The first person to get into the comment section and leave a comment, boom, you're going to be blessed with a free gift and we're going to send it your way absolutely free. So go ahead and
Free.
hop into that comment section. Um, but yes, all exciting things aside, yes, it is our 100th episode, but we have some Spurs preseason stuff to dive on into. We've already
Mm.
played 3 games, 1 game against Chinese team and then a couple of games we had Miami and then overtime thriller against the Jazz. But when we look at these games, what's the first thing that's standing out to you, AJ?
We need a gel. We need a gel. And one thing that I've noticed is that it looks like the team is playing that they're not used to playing against other bodies quite yet. And that's kind of how I feel is, it's one thing to go, 5v5 against your own team that you see every day. You kind of start to like pick people apart and whatnot. It's a different thing when someone's trying to beat you. And so like that's just what I see that we're just trying to grow. You realize, oh wow, actually Wimby hasn't played in like 8 months, like really competitive basketball, and it really shows. At times, he looks like a baby deer, and at times, he looks like the greatest player in the world. So it's just you have those two. Once he gets comfortable and he gets his legs under, and he'll be great. But what's really nice is right now everyone looks pretty good, because we don't have to worry about the fourth quarter because it's preseason. So it's like fourth quarter comes, everyone goes to the bench, and you guys go out there and figure it out. So, like, I'm curious to know when the season turns. Apparently, these next couple games are going to be kind of a preview of what we were going to look like. So, I'm excited to see what happens. But, so far, it is what it is. I'm got a lot to do, a lot to grow. But how excited are you about our boy Luke Cornett?
Bro, Luke Cornett looks great, and I love that that's where we're starting.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard the Wemby Cornett nickname, French Vanilla, I absolutely loved it, and I think that this is gonna be a front court duo that's gonna gel together very, very well, and it was nice to see Dylan Harper being able to go downhill and find both Wemby and
Oh,
Luke in the
that
spots where they
ooh.
were comfortable, and it was nice to hear that he's already figuring out the differences between the height in which the lobs he needs to throw to Victor and the lobs he needs to throw to Luke.
100%.
And so just those little things right there are going to make him a very, very dynamic opportunity creating guard, which, a lot of people, they were talking about he's going to go downhill, he's going to attack, he's going to finish at the rim. But I think that we're going to see really, really solid playmaking from him sooner rather than later.
Dude, absolutely. Now, I know you said French vanilla as your favorite nickname. Now, I got one myself. And personally, because it's mine, I absolutely love it. And I'm saying the connection.
Okay. I like it.
Just I mean, we can go both ways, but I'm just saying connection.
I I think there's going to be so many opportunities for both. I think, like it can be the French connection for sure. I don't hate that one bit, but I also think that French vanilla is a little bit of like it's less of a play on what we were kind of talking with, like, Boris Diaw and Tony when they would
Motions.
hit passes. It was the French connection. So I like the play in with that. But I also like French vanilla as just being its own thing as well. So I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for both of these. But I
Perfect.
honestly, I love that. But what were you thinking when you were watching Dylan Harper play? Obviously,
Oh,
he has some he has to get ready to the speed of the NBA, but there were so many positives. What
he
were some of the
dude,
positives you were seeing?
one of the things that I saw from him was when you see Carter Bryant play for like the first couple of games, he looked like, holy shit, I'm in the NBA. Like he's kind of like just has this look on his face, just like, oh my God, like I'm here, but I gotta lock in and I can still lock in. Also, that dude can jump out of the gym. That clip that went viral a little bit, it's nuts. Jumping like 12 and a half feet in the air, like holy shit. So, but when I see Dylan Harper, he just has this really cool demeanor about him. Like he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low. He just kind of has that even keel. And the fact that he was like looking for his jumper and he was making those passes, I mean, I was thoroughly impressed. And I think definitely number 2 was a really good pick for us. And I'm just excited what he can do. Whoever they want to throw out on the court right now, I'm happy with. Let's see what we got. We're supposed to get Castle back, Nick back. So now we have those 2 guys to incorporate too. So let's see what this ship goes. But Dylan Harper, great so far, pretty much as advertised, if not better.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. When you compare him to Carter Bryant, like he's so much more comfortable. He wasn't being sped up by the defense. In fact, there was one play where Wemby set a high screen for him and there was defenders on either side of the screen. He looked off one of the defenders and went in and out on the other defender and went right to the basket. And I'm like, dude, that is like a year 5, 6, 7 guard, and he's doing it in the preseason of his rookie year.
Right.
That's insane to me. And the fact that it led to, a plus 20 plus minus, he had the 3 assists with no turnovers. Man, he could be a more efficient basketball player than we were aiming for him to be. I know that his skill set is dynamic, but man, if he can limit the turnovers, he's going to see a
Yeah.
lot of minutes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that we're going to need is, whenever Fox goes to the bench, we need someone to come out and take that role and be that kind of cool scorer type guy. And I mean, right now, because he's so young, he can slash all he wants. So I'm excited to see the dynamic of this team and how we start coming together really as a whole. But I would say right now, like in my opinion, right now, there's no reason why this team should not be in a playing game, if not in the playoffs.
Absolutely. And so much of it, like as you were saying earlier, hinges on Wemby. I mean, obviously, he's our alpha and our omega. And when I look at the first couple of preseason games from him, the last 2 games, he's 31 points, 17 rebounds, 10 dimes, 5 blocks, and he's done that in 32 minutes. So this is not a lot of basketball that he's played. And even though there's moments where he's, lost balance a little bit, he got bodied by Khalil Ware and got blocked. And I'm like, okay, maybe some of the things strength wise aren't coming to fruition right away, but I think he is laying the foundation for him to be more physical down low. And you saw that with the 10 free throws last game.
Yeah.
You saw that he was able to put himself in positions to get fouled, go to the
Mhm.
line, and when you're damn near 85% from the line, that's an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, there was a part in that first half of that Utah game where he was getting fouled like every play. And I mean, Utah was getting pissed, but I mean, there were fouls. Like that new rule, that new NBA rule, buddy, is going to slow the hell out of these games. With whenever you can't touch them at all. I mean, I know that they want more offense, but I mean, this rule is just it's going to be annoying for one because now instead of people kicking the leg out, they're going to push their arm out. Whoa, a little too high there. Uh,
Yeah, we're not
Whoops.
trying to heil anything over here, AJ.
but but you know what I mean, right? Like the people are going to start trying to draw that foul, and we've already seen it in the preseason. Like, Steph Curry's going to get that call, Wemby's going to get that call. So I mean, it's going to hurt and help us at the same time. But I mean, these games are going to be long as shit. I'd tell you that. So that's kind of what I've been seeing. But dude, for Wemby to come out and the first game split the defense, like just go through two defenders at his height, was I don't care who it is. It's just impressive that he was able to do that. It's like, oh, Manu wanted me to try this game one, so I'm gonna go ahead and try it, and like just pulled out a Manu. So, but it was weird to see Victor Oladipo and Frank the Tank on a Chinese team. I feel like they're much better than that.
Well, honestly, I like to see Oladipo there because he was injured, had multiple setbacks, and he was at an age where it was like, all right, if you do come back and get NBA minutes, you're not going to be the all-star caliber player that you were before, that
Right.
two-way threat. And so I like to see him kind of settling into a situation where he can still play some competitive basketball, make good money because he's really, really skilled. And I thought a lot of what set him back was just injuries
Yeah.
because, when you think about, Indiana Oladipo, like he was nice.
Yeah. Even
So
Orlando Oladipo was great too.
yes,
So I mean, it makes you also think like I know Russell Westbrook is pretty dead set on being in the NBA, but I mean, right now, I don't know. I don't know where he's going to land. I mean, the Kings are the closest one, but they don't really need him. So we'll see kind of what happens with that situation. It'd be weird to see him not in the NBA, but I do think someone's going to want to pull the plug or pull him in. And
absolutely. Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I think you're a little frozen there for me, AJ. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, but ultimately, yeah, there's a lot of interesting elements with it within our preseason. And there was one other thing that I kind of wanted to highlight, and that's DJG going off again.
dude,
And it kind of just seems like he's a guy that is instant offense. In the overtime game against the Jazz, he put up 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 dimes. And, that's
mm-hmm.
the kind of production that we're going to really love to have on our G team if injuries riddle us throughout the season. So, um, yeah, it's really promising to see a player like him just consistently step up.
Yeah, absolutely. He's the guy that you want on your team, and you're going to want on your fantasy team at some point if the Spurs have a couple guards go down because he's instant offense. I mean, he's just instant offense. Kind of reminds me of Jamal Crawford. Just comes out, gets to the hoop if he needs to. He can hit a step back if he needs to. Just an all around great player, and I hope there's minutes for him. But right now, I mean, we have so many players, so we'll see. We'll see kind of where this all goes to.
Right, right. Of course. Yeah, he's not going to be able to fight out all of the really talented guards we have on the roster right now, but yeah, it's just nice to know that that's a problem we have is too many guards that can score the basketball. So I think ultimately good problems to have. But yeah, had to
Is there
mention
any
him.
is there anyone that has impressed you the most so far this preseason?
I would say, I mean, we already talked about Dylan Harper, but I mean, I'll talk about him again. It's just his decision making is so next level. Like the ability to split that two defender high screen is not an easy move. And to be able to look defenders off like that, not an easy move.
Yeah,
I'm impressed with Carter Bryant's defense and his ability to be mobile. But there's a lot of improvement there. He's
right.
going to need some time to gel offensively. But outside of Dylan, I would say I'm most impressed with, and we already talked about Luke Cornett too, but at the same time, how he's going to fit in not only as a defensive piece for the bench, but a connective piece on offense. I was loving to see him flash to the high post, catch the ball, and he's a good enough passer to find
Hmm.
people. So seeing him fit in and really love the role that he has, man,
Yep.
that's going to be huge.
He's I love watching him play basketball so much. Like there's nothing more fun for me just as a basketball purist than to see like him just play the game perfectly. Like just that's what he does. He just plays the game perfectly. Just he knows his role. He's not going to do anything he's not asked to do. He's not going to throw up a 3-pointer. He's just there to do his job. So I love the Cornet thing, but for me, dude, it's been Julian Champagny, like knockdown 3-pointer. And if that's what he worked on during the summer, and that's what we're going to get him to do, then he'll find minutes on the court just as just someone they can throw the ball to, and he can just throw it up and it'll go in. Because that's something we really haven't had in some time, is just a knockdown 3-pointer like that. And I feel Julian Champagny can also lead into that same path the Spurs player who got paid fat contracts and then we never heard from him again. Like I feel Julian Champagny like might be in that realm where we see him get like a 3-year $70 million deal, and then we don't see him after one.
Go ahead and say the name you're thinking of, AJ.
Bryn Forbes.
No, but I agree. He could be like a Jonathan Simmons-esque player.
Yeah, Gary Neal, add to the list. Yeah.
Right. But you hit the nail on the head. He's shooting almost 58% from 3 in the preseason so far. Lindy Waters is shooting 53%.
Lindy looks good.
He does. He looks ready to stretch the floor for us, and I'm happy. And Keldon is also 50% from 3 as well. So we've got 3 guys that are shooting the ball at a really high clip in preseason. And if this, obviously we can't expect these guys to make over half their threes, but if they're in the realm of 40% or just league average, a little above, that's an improvement that we did not have last year. We just straight up didn't have a league average 3-point shooter that was shooting at volume. And so, yeah, this could be a really, really good change of pace.
But I'm to the moon about it. So, I mean, we have the playmakers on the floor. We just need to get together and gel and make this thing, kind of figured out and how to work it. So that's just, it's going to take, but so far, I mean, going to Miami and getting that win, like that's good. I do like seeing this fourth quarter thing that we're doing where we pull everyone and play, Harrison Ingram and those cats. So, that's always good to see reps. No, if I see Harrison Ingram on this team very much longer, he's a great guy, but it just seems like he just doesn't fit this team right now. So, we'll probably see him more in the G League in his year 2, but he can find a team somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, you watch him play and it's just like, man, you're just a little undersized for what you offer and your skill set. Obviously a talented player. He's, he may not be in the NBA for a super long time. We may be watching him overseas, but that doesn't mean we don't appreciate him here in the silver and black. But yeah, there was a couple.
Let me ask you something, because I'm gonna be on Roundball's podcast here, and I think this week is when it drops. He asked me a question. I'm gonna ask you this: in our off-season departures, which one hurts you the most, Chris Paul or Mamu?
Well, I think I'm going to say Mamu, only because Chris Paul leaving didn't hurt me, because I always knew it was going to be a 1-year rental. And it was a situation where, I think the young guys already learned what they needed to learn from him, how to be a consummate pro, show up day in, day out. And it was a season where he played every game. So it's like you saw a guy at that stage in his career really, really show you how it's done. And maybe it would have been nice for Dylan Harper to absorb some of that too. But you had him there with De'Aaron Fox, you had him there with Steph Castle, and this is what you want. You wanted those 2 guys absorbing some of those Chris Paul tendencies. But yeah, I'm not super sad that he's not here, but I think Mamu was a fan favorite, and a lot of the guys on the team really enjoyed him being there. So I'm going to say that we're missing Mamu a little bit.
I said the same thing, but for a different reason, because we're never going to see Flavor Flav at a San Antonio Spurs game again. And I was like, that's really disappointing. So, but I mean, Mamu was 100% a fan favorite. Also with Chris Paul too. He played all 82 games, and we still didn't make the playoffs. So you could tell that he definitely lost a step or two. So I'm happy that we got younger, and I'm happy that we got him. But I would love to see Mamu on this team. That dude is just a fun guy to watch play, and looks like preseason wise he fits in really well with Toronto. So shout out to Mamu.
Absolutely. Yeah, all the players that come to San Antonio, they give their heart and their soul and they're loved by the fans. Just because you leave doesn't mean that you're not a Spurs player. We're still going
Yeah,
to hold.
Patty Mills is still a Spur.
Yes, he's a Spur for life. I don't care what jersey he's wearing.
Yeah, I want him to sign a 1-day contract until he retires a Spur. Like, that's how much I love Patty Mills being a Spur. So, and if he doesn't, I'll forge his signature and we'll make it happen ourselves. So, and then we'll talk about retiring his number later.
Yeah, or we could retire like the towel he waved for a number of years. No, that would be disrespectful. That would be disrespectful. But yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, shout out to Roundball. Great guy, great podcast. If you're not following Roundball Renaissance, go ahead and do that and do yourself a favor. But yeah, was there any other preseason stuff that you wanted to clean up? Anything that you wanted to get to?
No, I'm really just excited to see these next 2 games from the Spurs, because that's when they said like we're going to start seeing a rotation, or excuse me, see more of these guys, kind of what they look like and how we're going to run the offense and whatnot. So I think there's hopefully a lot more structure with this next game. But other than that, man, I mean, I'm excited for this year. I just, like I said, I don't see a reason why this team doesn't make the playoffs or the play-in.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason that would keep the Spurs out of the playoffs is just an ever increasing difficult Western Conference. It would
Right,
have nothing to do with what the Spurs are doing because we're
right.
building an excellent team over here. But yeah, so much of the West is just towering over the East. So like I think yeah, getting out of the Western Conference gauntlet will be tough, but I think we're putting ourselves in a good position to be able to do so. So yeah, we're laying the preseason
Yeah,
foundation
and
right now.
yeah, and we're young enough and we're deep enough at this point to where I do believe that we're going to catch a lot of teams off guard, just like Houston did last year. Like Houston caught a lot of teams off guard, and that's how they ended up second in the West. Now, granted, they were great, but when they got to the playoffs, they were absolutely exposed for having no offense. So that's something that I feel like the Spurs are kind of in that same tier. Team can actually do some stuff, and we'll see what happens. But it wouldn't surprise me if we're having the conversation of, wow, the Spurs are a top 4 team in the West. That's insane. But then we get bounced in the first round. Like, that wouldn't surprise me. But I would love that season.
Yes, that would be a very much a building block season. We just need to see ourselves in the postseason for the. I mean, it's just been it's so disheartening when you see the Spurs have the second longest playoff drought in the NBA
Yeah.
right now. It's
And 20
unsettling.
teams make the playoffs.
Right. It's very unsettling. So I think, yeah, this could be the year we remedy that. And yeah, I'm right there with you. I think we'll at least make the play in and hopefully we see Spurs playing playoff basketball.
Because there's nothing better than Fiesta Spurs playoffs. Like, there's nothing better than that time between the end of April and like early May. Man, that is when San Antonio is so much fun. And
Absolutely.
it's also hot as shit too.
Oh yeah. But you know what is also fun and hot?
What's that?
It won't be you. Well, you won't be hot if you have da-dun, da-dun, the
Solar
Solar
Scouts.
Scouts, because you'll have power and you'll be able to cool your house effectively. If you hit up the solarscouts.com/bums, what they're going to do is they're going to set you up with a really, really top-notch solar panels
Your
all
own
over your house.
universe.
Yeah, seriously. I've worked so much today. I'm freaking about to fall out of my chair. But the Solar Scouts, they do great work over there. Great product, great people. And what they want to do is they want to save you money. They're thinking about the environment, and they're going to be able to set you up with something that's going to work for you and your family. So the solarscouts.com/bums, hit them up. Clean, reliable solar energy for you and your fam. Absolutely. Um, yeah, but we got some other stuff to dive into. AJ, you might be frozen on me. Okay, I am not seeing you. All right, so I'm going to keep things pushing. And yeah, if you want to exit and re-enter, that would be solid. But at the same time, I think we should dive into a little jersey talk because the statement jerseys just dropped. Um, as we know, a lot of the jerseys in recent Spurs history have not been that great. A lot of the alternates we've talked about on the show, they leave a lot to be desired. But at the same time, yeah, we just had a new jersey released today. We saw the statement jersey, and AJ, you weren't wanting to share your thoughts on the statement jersey in the group chat. So I'm going to hear it right now. What are you thinking about the statement jersey?
My opinion, the statement jerseys, I think they're fire. I absolutely love them because what I like is you can still have a very Spurs jersey, but I love that it says San Antonio. So you kind of get the old school like black and silver vibe, the one that like George Gervin used to wear. But now you throw it on a silver background or silver uh jersey with the black on it, like that says San Antonio. That makes me even happier. I just absolutely love the Go Spurs Go on the bottom. That's pretty dope. And I'm not gonna lie, like I think this is I guess let me back up. After the past year or two where we had some dog shit jerseys, I will take anything at this point that is at least clean. And this is clean.
Yeah, I'm right there in agreement with you. This is the first year that it said San Antonio since 1989.
Yeah.
So this is something that isn't usually done. Usually it's Spurs, and usually it's not something that another fan base would really think about. But when we see San Antonio on the jersey, it really hits us with a level of nostalgia. Um, but I also think that there was some good detail as well with the roll pattern on the black. Like
Yep.
I really liked that. I liked on the shorts that there was like a belt buckle. Like it looked like
Right.
it was like a
Yeah.
Texas belt buckle. And so to me, that was a really, really nice touch. It says Go Spurs Go right there on the jersey as well. So there's just a lot of elements I was a big fan of, even though they didn't go Fiesta colors or anything like that. Still, I'm completely cool with the details they incorporated and how cool these jerseys are going to look. And they're only going to wear them. Well, I guess they're going to wear them more than I thought. They're going to wear
Yeah. It
them,
looks like a handful.
yeah, 16 or 19 times. But so we're going to see these jerseys quite a bit. But ultimately, yeah, I'm a big fan. There really hasn't
I
been a
think they
lot of
nailed
new
it.
Spurs. Yeah, I agree, and it's so
I think they
refreshing
nailed it.
because there haven't been a lot of Spurs jerseys that we've both been like, hey, we like those. That's a new
Right.
fresh style.
Yeah, after the brown and yellow or whatever the hell that was, I'm like, just give me whatever. Just put something on word. Give me word art at this point. I don't give a shit. So, but I think they nailed it. We don't have to have Fiesta colors every year. I mean, it'd be cool if we did, but we don't have to. It's fine. You know, there's only so much you can do at this point without making your jerseys like, you know, teal, orange, or pink. So, you know, I'm cool with what we have. I like it because no one else can do it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's simple but effective, and that's Spurs in a nutshell. So I think it's a very very fitting jersey.
I
Um,
hope Wimby's one of the top jersey sellers this year.
he could be. I mean,
I
there
mean, dude, he does look bigger too. Like that's one thing we didn't talk about too much, but he looks like on the court he looks bigger than he's ever looked. So I'm excited to see what this new Wimby is going to look like too.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, we touched on it a little bit on the previous episode about him gaining weight and how he looked at media day and
Mhm.
him flexing on people and stuff like that. So like we do see that he is larger, but until you see him pushing people out of the paint and really doing all of that, I agree. It's still wait and see because he's still getting his footing back from not playing competitive basketball for so dang long.
Right. The only thing that and I feel this is what happened with a lot of the things that happened with the Heat with Khalil Ware is he just picks up his dribble a lot. And I think that's something that he needs to learn to continue to like to hold your dribble or don't be so sporadic, be more thoughtful with your movements because I think that's what more than likely what happened with the Heat game. Like, here's a second game back and he's trying to drive in the paint against NBA players, and he just got caught up and picked up his dribble. We've all done it and didn't know where to go with it, and there it goes. So he just needs that's something I've seen him do, not just this year, but like in year 1 and 2 as well. So I'm hoping he kind of has figured that out and doesn't do it as much because we need him to continue to just be dominant the way he's been.
Right. And that's a great point about him picking up his dribble. There's times where he doesn't even need to dribble. He can just pivot and survey, look at the court, look right over people. And so like
Right.
you don't need to dribble to kind of make that pass easier. You can pass right over the top of people. And so I think these are things that he's still, figuring out and learning. And as much as we like to rave and rant about the offseason he just didn't spend a lot of it playing competitive basketball. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's going to be moments where, like you said earlier, Wemby looks a little baby deerish, but hopefully he's not looking like Bambi.
No. No.
No.
He's gonna look like an alien here in the next like month. Just it. He's gonna. I'm calling it. He's gonna have a quadruple double this year. It's going to happen. I think his quadruple double is coming. I think his MVP season's coming. I do think it's going to be a lot of new pressure on Wimby, but with the team that we have around him, I think we're going to be able to lift him up and hold him high. So I have a good feeling about what he's doing.
Absolutely. Yes. I couldn't agree more.
Clip it, clip it,
Yeah,
clip it.
there's a lot to be proud of when we're looking at our young French superstar. But one thing I do want to ask you about, since we're talking about all things and everything Spurs, how are you feeling about the Spurs Jackals?
Oh, buddy, the Spurs Jackals, I am very impressed with so far. Now, granted, I will say it's going to take time for this whole thing to really kind of get going, but the fact that you can actually have a Google Doc that you can go to, you go to the Instagram page, you go to their bio, you can click on a Google Doc and submit your own chants and songs and all this other stuff, and you can also see what they're chanting too. So once this thing starts going, they can like people can pull up on their phone like what to sing and what to say, and they can all join in at some point. So I'm excited about it. I mean, we were both very, very critical because I was nervous about, hey man, like this kind of looks silly. But they had that I guess come to Jesus meeting with Wimby, and they were just like, he's like, all right, this is what you need to do, and then they did it. Now they have like 1,000 followers on Twitter and all this other stuff, and I think they have a really good shot of being the difference maker. On TV. I can hear them, and I can hear them the entire time. And I think that's exactly the kind of vibe Wimby wanted. And where they're at, I think is perfect too.
Right, because they're there to disrupt the opponent. That's
Yeah.
like that's a large part of what's happening. And I mean you hit the nail on the head. We were super critical of this entire fan section since we first started hearing about it because you hear we want to make this feel like European soccer. We want this to feel like blah blah blah, but how do you do that when there's a fourth or a fifth of the people in the arena? And so you need to be loud, you need to be just filled with energy.
Yeah.
And when we were looking at the tryouts and stuff, there was a lot to be desired, but it seems like they're taking it up a level. They're really finding nuanced ways to incorporate everyone in the audience. And so
Yeah.
I think yeah, I think that right now they're taking steps in the right direction to where it's going to be a good thing. I think.
And they're making everyone a part of it too. Like they didn't have to ask for submissions. They could have just kept all that stuff to themselves and maybe put it out one time on their Instagram and then call it a day. And it's like go find it yourself. But the fact that they're like asking for people's support, hey, this we want this kind of to be everything. Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe that the Go Spurs Go is a lot at times. Like you can say it as much as you want, but at some point, man, like we get it. Go Spurs Go. You can't do it all the time. So it'd be fun to see how these things kind of move around and where this thing kind of ends up here in the next year or two. Because if it does pop off, I mean, I think it's going to be great. Now, I do have a critique though. I do have a critique. Every time Manu Ginobili is at the game, you have to do the ole 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 Manu because that's what he deserves. That's what he deserves. His numbers in the Raptors. If he's there and they show him on the big screen, you have to do it. If you don't do it, that is a disservice to Manu. And I think that might be my submittal to the Jackals here after we get off. Because I think we should, if we're going to take this thing football style, every time Manu's on the screen, you do that for him. Even if it's not, even if he's walking to his seat, you got to do it for him.
Right. And I think it's one of those things that you don't need to do it a bunch. Just hit him with like a ole, ole, ole. And like it can be 5-10 seconds, but just appreciate the legends. And I wouldn't mind also doing like a crowd style admiral salute for David Robinson or something like that. Like you could do like you could keep it, interesting.
Everyone does not acknowledge Tim Duncan.
Right. Everyone's just like, look away.
It's like, it's Tim.
Nah, we can have like a jean shorts night or something, or nah.
Oh, Tim Duncan appreciation night. Oh my God. The sandals that would come out.
Dude, honestly, the smell of feet in the Frost Bank Center, I might skip that night for sure. But yeah, the Spurs Jackals, yeah, we were hating a little bit at first, but we just wanted to see more. And now that we've seen and we've heard more, and we know that Wemby is so heavily involved, yeah, I don't think that this is going to be nearly as much of a joke as we thought it was going to be.
Now, here's something that would be a lot of fun is if the Jackals moved together and went to the Mavs game and the Rockets game, and they have like a little away section like they do in European soccer that, I don't know, somebody with a huge contract could pay for. I think that would be, because could you imagine just like a section of Spurs fans at a game, like a Mavs game or a Rockets game? Now, it doesn't matter if they're like together or not, but I mean, obviously you want them together. So if you can get a cluster of tickets together, that would be insane. And then they can do all their chants and stuff the whole time. And that would piss off so many people in those arenas. And then they come back to San Antonio heroes, absolute heroes. So I think that would be really cool to see. And then you have to get security like they do in soccer with their big old green vest, their neon green vest, and they have to stand between everybody. Yeah. If we can get that to get that to happen, I think we're in good shape.
I agree. And that I love that you brought up the fans traveling, because I think that's one of the reasons, or one of the ways that we can get more of a rivalry going. Because if you saw a bunch of Spurs fans showing up to a Rockets game and they're cheering and chanting louder than you are, what the hell are you going to want to do? You're going to want to start your own shit like that. And you're going to want to bring your own flavor. And maybe like H-Town will bring some like, some third coast love into their chants and stuff like that. But I'm also thinking, yeah, this could only increase the competitive nature between us and the other teams in Texas. I would love to see some Spurs fans making that trip on opening night.
Absolutely. Oh my God, Rob, I just had a great, holy shit, Rob. This might be the greatest moment on the podcast. So I just had a thought in my head. So since we were talking about chants and the Jackals, what if they did a chant for Luke Cornett? All right, here we go. You ready? Ooh, this might be the best one. It's like, I'd rather beg. No, mind. I'm not. It sounded better in my head. I'm not going to say it out loud anymore because it sounds way different.
I'd rather bang my Luke. Yeah, I saw
But
where
then,
you're ahead.
but you got to get through the first part. Like, I got to bang Luke. And you're like, ugh. Damn, that was good in my head. And then I said it out loud and I was like, no, this is bad.
Yeah, someone's going to be like, pause, AJ. What the fuck do you mean by that? But, if you're banging Screw and you want to give props to Luke Cornett, I mean, those are two great things. So I'm not going to
I would agree.
I'm not going to shit on that.
But the execution was terrible. So the operation was successful, but the patient died.
Right. Straight up facts. We'll stick to French vanilla and the connection. But at the end of the day, yeah, I think the Spurs Jackals could start something very, very interesting, and let's hope it spreads league wide and we get a lot more fan engagement.
I do want to see more people though at the games. I mean, preseason I get not many people go, but I do want to see during the regular season, like that lower bowl. I want to see it more filled.
Oh yeah, because it's depressing whenever you're watching a broadcast and you see, the first 3 rows are good, but then 5, 6, 7, 8, it's like, why is there so much like little pockets and gaps in between there? It's like that.
Right.
That shouldn't be the case. We need to sell out these prime tickets, but at the same time, ticket prices aren't going down, and new arena, they're not going to go down either. So I just hope that we're able to get enough people in there to make this environment feel really full. I want the voices to reverberate off the walls of the Frost Bank Center.
Yeah, I mean, it would help with attendance, possibly a downtown arena, in my opinion. Just saying that could help attendance here or there. So just remember, make sure you all go out and vote.
Indeed, Project Marvel, and early voting starts tomorrow, correct?
Yes, tomorrow.
Indeed.
So go do your civic duties and vote. Yes, if possible.
But yes, absolutely.
It is your own opinion, but vote yes.
but please vote yes on Project Marvel. We need the Spurs to play in an arena that it feels like it's for them and not placed on an area of San Antonio that has no development and nothing around it. But we've touched on that so much.
Yeah, no, we're talking about that later.
Absolutely.
So I'm just excited about this whole season, Rob, and it's fun. I think we're finally in that conversation, and then put like a nice little cherry on top of everything. Texas Tech's number 7 in football. Texas Tech is number 10 in basketball. I mean, we're in a really good spot right now. Arsenal's at top of the league, so I'm having a great October. I probably just jinxed it all, but I'm having a great October.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, Texas Tech is just thriving in the sports world right now, and it football wise, we're not used to this, but basketball wise, Texas Tech has been pretty elite for pretty much the past decade. We've been, in and out of Final Fours, a national
Elite
championship
Eights.
appearance.
Oh, yeah.
It's all really, really good stuff. But to see Texas Tech football dominating the way it is, undefeated, looking like they can't be stopped. It's really, really promising.
Dude,
but
I will say this. I will say this. There's something unique about Texas Tech. And when we went to the game in Houston, there's something special about being in the stands amongst your fellow Red Raiders, and somebody taps you on the shoulder right before kickoff and hands you a tortilla. And you're just like, thank you so much. I didn't bring any. But I really appreciate you handing these out to everybody. And there's something really nice about it because also like everyone has the hole in the middle, so it goes further, and it's beautiful to watch. And I got some video I posted on my TikTok, and it's just one of those moments you're like, yeah, dude, what we do is pretty fucking cool.
Right. There's no other team that has that tradition, and to see so many people, decades after our, first Tech games and going to those games and seeing that happen. And, all these years later, it's still a tradition. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's a special, beautiful thing. But Texas Tech fans can be absolutely ruthless. So while the tradition is beautiful, some of the fandom can be kind of over the top, but we wouldn't have it any other way.
No, I mean, just, don't take your kids around. So, but,
Absolutely.
I was also say it was really fun to go to Houston and go to that game. And the Houston people were super nice. We were just standing under a tree because it was shady. And this guy had like this big ass thing, like this big. And I was like, "Hey man, what'd you make?" I was just curious. It was a drink like your purple as your shirt. And I'm like, "What is that?" I'm in Houston. I'm like, maybe it's lean. Who knows? And so he was like, "Oh, it's this, this, and this." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he was like, "You want some?" I'm like, "Nah, dude, I'm good." So no, I'll tell you, here we got plenty. And he poured me a glass, and I was like, "Holy hell!" Like, first of all, I can taste the diabetes, and then second of all, I was like, "This is pretty good," but I do not want to start mixing all my alcohols right now. But it was really fun. And then I got to buy a beer for a young lad, a young Texas Tech Red Raider, and I was really excited about it because I was like, "How do you think I am?" But he was being very polite.
That's awesome. It's
Yeah,
you honestly, you're paying it forward. There's
that's what I said. He was like, "What's your Venmo? I'll send you money." I'm like, "Pay it forward, dog." So I'm
yeah,
hoping that when he's in his mid-30s, he pays it forward with those drinks as well.
absolutely. Yeah, that's more or less that's what you want to see is fellow Red Raider alum, helping out the young guy that wants to have a beer at the game and have fun. It's like, yeah, that's good shit right there, AJ. I love to see
We
that.
we love our fellow Red Raider fans. So, but all in all, man, I think right now is a really good time for sports. It's a really good time for sports. So when you're getting ready for some good sports, you get ready for some good basketball, and man, I'm to the moon right now about it.
Absolutely. Yeah, Spurs, Texas Tech. We got a lot of positivity going on right now. But can we shift gears a little bit and talk about something negative like these
Yes.
like these dunks we got?
Yes.
Let's
Rob, I
get
think I know who yours is, but I would love for you to go first.
I mean, I got multiple dunks, but like honestly, after my day today, I'm going to dunk on the Houston Convention Center. Cause this thing is so bloated and way too fucking big. It takes it. It took me 20 minutes to walk from one area where we were shooting to another, and it wasn't even on. And it was all on one side of the convention center. And then you cross this
Jesus.
sky bridge, and then there's another chunk. So, like, you could legitimately walk for an hour and still be like going to your destination
Oof.
within the convention center, which is
Oof.
fucking crazy. Um,
Whoa.
and when you factor in the people and everything moving in there, it's just, yeah, it was kind of nightmarish. But at the same time, that's what the gig is. But
Yep.
I did not know it was going to be that fucking big. So Houston Convention Center, I'm going to dunk on you, but I also have a small other little Rockets thing I want to bring up, and I'm going to dunk on some Rockets fans
Yeah.
because I saw a Rockets bar near my hotel. I'm going to go in there and just yell a real loud "Go Spurs Go." And so later I'm going to dunk on some Rockets fans.
There you go. I love
Yeah,
it. I love it.
absolutely.
So my dunk, I have a lot of dunks, by the way, because I wrote them down as I was like getting pissed off. So I was like, you. So I might have a couple for you, but I'm gonna get two out really quick. First one is people on the highway that go 65 in the left lane, you got dunked on. Do not like you guys. You know better than that. And also when you ride their ass, they're like, this is the speed limit. It's like, no, it's not. You're in the left lane. Get the fuck out of my way. So dunk on them 100% all the time. Um, Next dunk is to those Texas Tech fans who got mad that we took away the bevel in our logo and now we have this new old school looking logo. Like, it's a logo. It's fine. The bevel, for a lot of reasons, marketing wise, and also just putting things, making it bigger, it was hard to do. It's hard to scale it. Now we have something that's a lot more scalable, a lot more marketable, and we can put a lot more stuff. So it's okay. And also, it's not like we're never going to have that logo ever again. Like, you still bought all your shirts for the past 20 years with it. So they're going to have throwbacks. It's not going to go away. It's probably going to be even easier to get because they're going to have less trademarks on it. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It's not the end of the world. But my main dunk, Rob, I know it's been a long time, but my main dunk is Coach Lance from Kansas football, the head coach. I am not happy about this at all. He, after Texas Tech kicked his team's ass, he and Coach Joey McGuire met and did their, shake of the hands after after the game. Hey, great game. Have a great season. No injuries. Good luck. Like, that's how it's supposed to go. This dude shook his hand and started yelling at Joey McGuire about us throwing tortillas on the field. Guys, they're fucking tortillas. Calm down. And he was like, oh, he's horseshit. Coach is horseshit. And Joey gets back in his face and goes, Coach, what the fuck you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And I'm like, thank you. Like, what do you want me to? And also, now you realize all of a sudden, hey, how are they going to police this in other games? Like, yes, Tech fans throw tortillas at the kickoff. I'll give you that. But now, how are they going to also police who does it after that? Because what's going to stop an Arizona State fan when we play them on Saturday for throwing tortillas on the field? Are they going to penalize Arizona State? They're going to penalize Texas Tech. So now you put yourself in this weird slippery slope. And then after the game, he said that some fan threw a pocket knife at the Kansas State bench, and everyone's like, show us. We'll kick him out for life. Show us the evidence and we'll kick him out. And Rob, you're from Texas. You went to Texas Tech. I'm from Texas. I went to Texas Tech. I will tell you this. No one's throwing away a good pocket knife. They're also not bringing it in the stadium because they don't want to get confiscated whenever they walk into the stadium. So I will say, show us and we'll kick him out. But other than that, stop lying. So, Coach, you're just mad because we ran the shit all over your defense, like 300 and something yards, and we're Texas Tech. We're supposed to throw the ball. That ain't happen. So he's just a butthurt, but it's going to happen because we're at the top of the hill and they're trying to undercut us. They hate us because they ain't us.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like, you wouldn't be bitching about those tortillas if you won the game. You'd probably think it was funny. You would be, laughing at them raining on the field to start the game. And it's, I agree. But yeah, and like, do you just not know tradition and know history? And like, this didn't just start with you. And when Texas Tech is playing Kansas, it's like, this isn't the first time it's ever happened. It's like, what do you?
Yeah,
you're not special.
They knew they were going to get their ass kicked, so they're trying to find the little advantages on the side. And one of them was, let's complain to the refs and have them throw 2 flags during the game. So, I mean, those tortillas, guys, it took longer for you to make that call than for someone to come take those off the field. Stop it.
Absolutely. But Roundball is asking, what about our fellow West Virginia fans? Well, y'all can get the tortillas too. We'll throw the tortillas at you as well.
No, tortillas go really good with some chili.
There we go. Absolutely. I also have to give a shout out to my lovely wife who's watching as well. Loving all the hearts you're sending us. Much love as well. But I also have one more Roundball comment to get to. New jerseys are clean as F. Yes, they are.
We do enjoy them.
Very much so. It's simple, but yet they feel complete. So we're loving them as well.
Just like the baseline bums.
Absolutely. But yeah, I know this was the 100th episode and we didn't really get Spurs fans in the live comments, but I'm going to send Roundball a Celtics care package.
There you go.
I'm going to send him a Celtics care package in honor of the 100th episode and him being here and helping out, because I could send some stuff to Marin, but it would just get sent to me.
Can you do me a favor and when you put it together, Can you only use your left hand in honor of Larry Bird?
I will. I will. I will. I'll talk shit to the memorabilia as I package it as well. Um, absolutely. But yeah, we gotta reward the people for being in here on the 100th episode. Roundball, you are the goat.
Oh, Rob, I didn't even tell you this earlier. I might be going to the Spurs Mavs game.
I hope that you are. That
Dude,
would
I
that would
I
warm
think I
my
have
heart.
I think I have a legit shot of going to the Spurs Mavs game, and if I do, guarantee you I will not be quiet. Well, I might be a little more tamed because I think my boss might be with me, but regardless, we'll see how it goes. But I've been to Mavs games before, and it's more of just a social get together. They could give two shits about what goes on the court. So I feel like for the Jackals or whoever wants to go, it's a really good time to like get in because they're at the bar. Like I get it, it's a good time, but they're not watching the game at all.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So you could just blow their minds. I love it.
I'm gonna
I
start handing out all of our baseline bums business cards out to all the Mavs fans.
I need to make new stickers and new stuff like that. Stuff we can give away and people can just stick on, cases,
Crosswalks.
laptops. Yeah, it's like exactly. Slap it on a urinal. Give us some some of that bathroom marketing. Uh, but yeah, there's that's honestly fantastic. I do hope that you are at the game, even though that may hinder our ability to do a live after the game. It doesn't matter. We could do it the next day. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
we're
we can talk about it. And I'll be taking film regardless, so I'll definitely be
absolutely.
out there. And it'd be really cool if some other Spurs fans were out there yelling "Go Spurs" to go with us, and we get that W. Because Cooper Flag looks good, he does. Um, I do think Carter Bryant might be a flag stopper, but he'll have to get there. It's not going to happen this year, but here in the next few years, that might be what we end up going to whenever we need a flag stopper.
Oh yeah. I mean, he is going to be guarding the opposing team's best wing player sooner rather than later. Probably not this year, but moving forward, that's his role, and I couldn't agree more.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, that's feeling like a good episode. We talked about some good Spurs preseason chat. We were able to dive into some Spurs Jackals talk. We talked, Texas Tech football, Texas Tech sports. That always fires me up. Uh,
I got a question for you, Rob.
hit it.
Since you've been working on a Christmas movie, have you felt more, I guess, merry and Christmassy?
I have been humming Christmas music all day today, and I can only I can only think that I'm annoying my new coworkers that I'm working on this gig with. So it's and what's crazy, after I wrap here on Thursday, Friday I'm back on the Christmas movie. So it's just like, oh man, dude, I'm literally gonna be going into Halloween feeling like Christmas. It's just
Well,
weird,
great time to watch Nightmare Before Christmas. So you get a little bit of both.
right? Yeah, that's true. But yeah, definitely Christmas music in my brain right now when it should not be.
It's all right. I can only listen to Mariah Carey so many times. I give it like 3 or 4, and then I'm like, all right, we're good.
Oh yeah, it'll just get stuck up there, and yeah, I don't know. So much of it just feels like walking around like shopping mall music, and it's like, okay, why is this at the front of my mind? But it happens. I'm living Christmas in October.
All right, man. Well, let's get out of here. We got a preseason game to go watch.
Absolutely. Everyone, if you are in here and you just listened to all of the Spurs preseason chat, we appreciate you. But not only do we love you hard over here.
Hard.
This podcast would not be the same without you. We absolutely love getting on here, talking Spurs related topics, talking basketball, but it wouldn't be the same without your engagement, without all of your comments, your shares, and your likes across all platforms. Like it literally jazzes us up whenever we can talk Spurs and create that community. So the fact that you're here right now with us means the world to us. So we very much appreciate it. Uh, but that being said, we're going to end this episode the same way we end all episodes. And that's with a
Go
Spurs a
go.
Bum, 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 bum.
Bang.